Today on the channel, we take things to the max with the Maximum Series Incredible Hulk Marvel Legends.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Hasbro Marvel Legends unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we go to the max. No, not Saved by the Bell max, totally different. Todd McFarlane from the couch. Today we take it to the max with the Maximum Series Incredible Hulk. But for all your Incredible Hulk Maximum Series needs, make sure you're hitting up DJC Collectibles. Use discount code 8OFFDJC to save 8% off your entire order. Got to get a deal out there. And of course, going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. And controversy creates cash. I mean, that's what Hasbro's hoping, I guess, as there's been a lot of hubbub. There's been a lot of word out on the streets about the Maximum Series. Of course, the Spider-Man one that started it all, we unboxed that on the channel. Check out the video if you did miss that. But a lot of people upset about the Maximum Series. And at the end of the day, as I always say, you got to vote with your wallet. If you like it, you like the price point, pick it up. If you don't like it, why would you pick it up in the first place? If you don't like the price point, hey, guess what? Wait for a deal. Got to get a deal out there. The waiting game may pay off with the Maximum Series. However, Maximum Series comes maximum price, as we mentioned, a very expensive figure here. Now, about $10 more than the Spider-Man was, around $60, give and take. Pretty expensive, big, beefy boy. And of course, there always comes a line in the sand where you say, I'm not spending over $50 for a Marvel Legends unless it's a HasLab or something. So I know some people will say, I'm sitting this one out. Or they'll say, hey, guess what? I had a Hulk in the past, and we'll do comparisons in this very video that I'm good with. I'm good sticking with that. Now, there is some new bells and whistles with this. We'll see how we think about those. But of course, we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. So without further ado, let's dive into the old Maximum Series Hulk. Got to say, package is beautiful on this one. Love the green, of course. Got the iconic purple pants for the Hulk right there, looking good. Maximum Series Marvel Legends, all about branding. Big window box in case you run into the Hulk at a con or something. Maybe you'll sign your package. Looking good up here on the corner. 4 and up, you 3-year-olds, you're out of luck. But 4-year-olds, man, you're all over this one, of course. Glamour shot of the action figure on the side, looking pretty good. Same thing on this side here. A beefy boy. There's some weight to this package here. And then on the back, look at that. He's doing the sonic clap right there. Marvel Legends at the top corner again. Maximum Series here. Glamour shot of the Hulk. But looking good. All things considered, I like the looks of this one in the package. Displays very beautifully. I don't know if you're a mint on card collector, if this is something you really want to have on card, but who knows? See you later. Goodbye. Plastic prison. We do get the sonic boom, I guess we'll call it down here, like we're something out of Street Fighter. Got some Fist of Fury, got some splayed out hands there. And then we got extra hands, we got our extra heads. We got the rocket in flight, broken apart, an effect piece, and then the Hulk himself. But I'm going to take this offline, get this all out of the package. We'll be back talking all things Maximum Series Hulk. All right, let's get down to Maximum Hulk business here. And let's start off with, of course, the accessories. But one other thing I wanted to make mention, getting them out of the package, man, oh man, a very, very strong odor on this one. It's like nothing I've smelt ever before. It's a new smell, but give this Hulk a big smell when you get him out of the package. I can't figure it out. It's obviously something in the plastic with the new chest plastic. We'll talk about that here in a second, but not the best smelling thing. Maybe it'll air out after a while. We'll see, but let's dive into it. Let's start off with the extra hands. 2 gripping hands out of the package. Then we do get the clapping hands here for the Hulk. Maybe it could be the praying hands. Who knows what he's up to in his spare time. But we do got the flat slapping hands, praying hands, whatever you want to call it. And then, of course, he is Hulk after all. You better have 2 big old fists of fury, and we do got that in the beautiful green color, of course. So we do got the usual pantheon of Hulk hands right here. But we also get some effect pieces. So we get 2 extra sets. You can do the big old clap. You got a little effect piece for a little bomb. You got some translucent, some yellow. Very interesting. I'm not super big on these effect pieces here. I guess if you're a figure photographer, you're putting up a big display with Hulk running around doing some things, maybe you would need it. But for me, I don't know if I'll be using these. I don't know. It's going to be a pick 'em there. I feel like I like my things just displayed more normal instead of big effect pieces all over. But to each their own. Choose your own display adventure is what I will say. Now, we do get this cool little rocket here. You got the flame on the end. Flame is removable if you need to take it and use it with something else. Nice rocket here, but you can get Hulk catching it. He breaks it apart. You get all the wires showing, all that kind of stuff. So a nice little accessory. You can display this down at his feet. There's a lot of uses for this, I do believe, but a nice little new effect piece there with the rocket, of course. But now we're going to dive into Hulk himself, and we got 3 heads for this Hulk. Not a bad piece of business here. Now, we've had a lot of Hulks over the last few years, last 5 years, 10 years. What is time? Theoretically, you could mix and match these Hulk heads. Obviously, will the skin tone greens match others? That's to be debatable, but you could mix and match some of these if you wanted to. So there might be some extra value out of that, depending where you sit. And you guys know where I sit, right here at this table, of course. But Hulk out of the package. This is Hulk fresh from Great Clips. He went to Cost Cutters, Great Clips, Sport Clips, any of those kind of places. Got his haircut. Looking very nice, shaved on the sides. A very modern Hulk right here in the haircut department. Looking very good. Got those big old white teeth. A little bit of an underbite for him, though. Unfortunate. Should have saw the orthodontist earlier in his life, I would say. Got the white eyes. Got the eyebrows up in the air, so he does mean business there. An interesting Hulk head. Now, the second head here, Hulk smash for sure. This is Angry Hulk, showing those big chompers like crazy. Got that big tongue flaring. He's got his hair wind back there. I guess this is where he picks up the rocket, or he gets the effect pieces. It's some little extra emotion there. A big, big old head for Hulk. No whites in the eyes on this one either, but quite the looker right there. You know, it reminds me, I still am hoping one day we get that Hulk. There's that iconic Hulk cover. I don't remember what issue of Incredible Hulk. Back when I was a kid reading Hulk, I didn't buy a lot of Hulk, but whenever the cover was interesting, I'd pick it up. And there's that one Hulk where he's got the big old machine gun out there. That's the Hulk they need to make. Why have they not made that yet? Hopefully they get around to that eventually. I'm a day one buyer for that one. Now, the third Hulk, more of an old school Hulk head here with the shaggy hair, giving him kind of that 70s feel. Got those big old chompers once again, got the green eyes going on, red of the gums. I like that we got 3 very different head scans on this one. Sometimes these toys, be it Hasbro, Mattel, whatever, they give us heads that are basically the same thing. This is 3 very distinctly different heads. So I like that. That gives a little extra value. And like I said, you could mix and match these around with other figures if you wanted to. But now diving into the Hulk himself, and let's get after it. Let's get after this big new torso. That was one of the big selling points of this one. And Todd McFarlane's sitting on the couch here today. Todd, this reminds me a lot of kind of the squishy diaper you have on a lot of your McFarlane figures. Maybe it's a little more squishy than that even, but it's a little strange. It's a little different. And the first thing I think of in my mind is, what happens 10 years from now? What happens 20 years from now? Does this degrade and crack and fall apart and start being like super sticky like we've seen with some of the Jakks wrestling stuff? I hope this is made to last. Now, I don't know if anything is going to last forever, but we should be able to pick this up in 20 years, hopefully, and not be a sticky mess, not have it falling apart, cracking on us. Going to be very interested to see how this holds up. And I hope they did their research. Hope Hasbro figured that out, because once again, this is a very expensive figure in the champion of things with Hasbro. This better be durable. We shouldn't have in 5 years this thing falling apart on us. So it'll be interesting to pay attention to that in the future. But very, very squishy. And one thing I notice is it's a lighter green on the chest and it's a little darker on the arms and stuff. It doesn't quite match up. We also see some of that down in the feet where the greens don't quite match up. So it's just barely off, but there is a little bit off there between the two. But very interesting. But that does give us, with that pliable chest on him, it gives you more butterfly rotation to do. Of course, everybody's so excited to do the clap right there for the Hulk. So now you can officially do that with that. So you do get the butterfly in there. Once again, though, it does make me concerned. You have this like this where it's bent in, it's kind of squishing that. After a day, after a week, after a month in one pose, are you going to be able to get this back? Is it going to be able to fling back in place? Going to be very interested to see how that goes as well. But something new. I do like constant learning. I do like constant improvement. I just hope it works out in the consumer, you and me, on our end there. But something different. I do like that. You do got the squishy feeling, but not as squishy up there on the traps, up there on the shoulders. Got mountains for shoulders, doing those dumbbell shrugs all day long, I guess. But looking good. You do got the softness in the back as well. So very interesting. And when you look at it, you don't think that it's squishy. Sometimes you see stuff, you can tell it's squishy just by the eye. It does kind of blend in a little bit. Like, it doesn't look like it would be squishy as it is. So that is kind of cool. I might as well walk through the articulation since we were talking about it. Arms do go all the way around for us. Very nice on there. You do get the butterfly shoulder, of course, bicep cut, single jointed elbow, but you do get side to side, hands removable back forth, side to side, head removable back forth, side to side. Not a ton of movement there. You do get the waist articulation down low. You do get the hula hoop up top, of course. Big ol' Hulk splits if you do need them. Leg does go up right there. Double jointed pinned knees, Todd McFarlane. I know it's playing your hits, not playing my hits. No boot cut on this one. Nope, but you do get the ankles back forth, side to side. You do get the McFarlane toe articulation, though. Got to have that, of course. Up and down as well. Big old toes for Hulk, of course, there. And then you got the bright purple pants, a hallmark of Hulk, that green and purple. So iconic to me for Hulk, and probably you as well. Looking good, torn and tattered, of course, like we usually see with the Hulk there. Not a bad piece of business, obviously an expensive piece of business here. And I can see a lot of people saying, I got enough Hulks. I don't need this big boy. I don't need it at this price. I totally understand it, but I don't understand the uproar of a lot of people out there. At the end of the day, you vote with your wallet. That's what tells Hasbro in this instance whether or not they should continue these kind of things. So if you don't want things like this made, don't put your money towards it. And eventually it will go away if enough people do that same thing. Or the other way, you want things, you want more like this. You are okay with this price point. You buy this. The more people that buy it, Hasbro's going to say, okay, our consumers, the fans out there, they're willing to spend. They're willing to invest in this. Let's keep it coming. So it'll be interesting to see how that shakes out. It'll also be interesting to see in the Maximum series who's next. Are we going to get Captain America, Daredevil? You got to think Wolverine's around the corner. I would have to imagine they're going to have to save this line for the heaviest of heavy hitters. Iron Man's probably another one we could see eventually, but I don't think you're going to get a Banshee. No picking on Banshee here, but you're not going to get a Banshee probably in this Maximum series. I just don't see that happening, but maybe Hasbro knows something more. They should. They're inventing these figures, so we'll see. But if Spider-Man for the first one, Hulk for the second one, makes a lot of sense. You can see the Daredevils, you can see the Captain Americas, you can see the Wolverines coming. Got to think a couple bad guys somewhere along the way, maybe a Dr. Doom or something. We'll see what happens. But there is Hulk, not a bad piece of business. I got to say, I like this one more than the Spider-Man personally. And speaking of that Spider-Man, I have that. Now, wasn't it only like a $10 price difference between these two? Do the math there a little bit. This seems like a heck of a lot better value than Spider-Man. Of course, Spider-Man usually a small character. Kind of makes sense. Obviously, he's smaller. Makes sense. It's cheaper, but $10 cheaper? I don't know. Maybe should have been a little bit lower than that. So I know this one had a lot of hubbub about it. Still some on this one, but not quite to the effect of Spider-Man. And this feels like a heck of a lot better deal to me personally than the Spider-Man here. But I do got some Hulks of the past. What is this, like the 60th anniversary Hulk? Got that one right here. For all intents and purposes, they are the same size and a lot of reuse between these. Obviously, we got the new chest gimmick going on. We got a lot of reuse between these guys here, of course. Now, different colors, that's what we see with Hulk a lot. They mix and match the colors. Get it off just a little bit so you can't mix and match stuff. That's the way it does go there, but not bad. I guess I got other Hulks I could grab. I think we have one a little closer to this. I could grab it from the back of my display. Maybe I'll do that for the glamour shots, but looking interesting here with two Hulks. And then still probably my favorite Hulk is the Marvel Select Hulk. Always enjoyed this one. When I close my eyes, this is what I think of with Hulk. Unfortunately, Diamond Select, Marvel Select seemingly out of business. Not going to be making any more of these for us, but man, oh man, is this a fun figure. Definitely worth picking up and a lot cheaper than this one, that is for sure. But not a bad piece of business, this Hulk. I'm here for it. Obviously, I purchased it. I picked it up, but it's not bad. I'm just interested to see where this new squishy gimmick goes and if it degrades in the future. Man, oh man, I'm not going to be a fan if that is the case. So we'll see what ends up happening in the future. But what's your future for Maximum Series Hulk? Is this a pickup for you? Pass, long game, no game, not so sure game? Let me know your thoughts on this Hulk in the comments down below. Of course, you made it this far. Don't forget to like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bell. We got videos every single day. You guys know where to find them. Of course, Patreon, YouTube channel memberships. You want early access to videos like this? Sign up over there. Support the channel. Don't forget, ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. My brand new podcast every single Tuesday. It is The Kyle Peterson Show. Every Tuesday where audio podcasts are found with video cast on YouTube. Appreciate all the support out there. SirPaul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, TheKylePetersonShow at gmail.com. And my brand new book, The Complete Guide to the ECW Original San Francisco Toy Makers, available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or via me. So for another Maximum Series unboxing and review, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Are we gonna dance or are we gonna play? going to